caking his car's gray seats and carpet with what looked like powdered sugar. "When I got to the scene, he was covered in it," Green told a reporter from Morning Journal, one of the only surviving newspapers covering the region. "I patted him down, and that was the only time I didn't wear gloves." With Buckle pulled over, Green and his partner Smith started to search the front and back seats. The inside of the Impala was littered with empty cans of soda, bright yellow boxes of half-melted Butterfinger candies, and a hefty dusting of white powder. That powder, it turns out, contained fentanyl, an ultra-potent synthetic opioid that was quietly replacing heroin on the East Coast. Street fentanyl was a cheaper, even stronger alternative to prescription pills and heroin. It had been making its way across Appalachia and the Midwest. Now, it was in East Liverpool. Green went over to Buckle, who was handcuffed and drenched in sweat, to ask him what the powder was. At first, Buckle said it was cocaine. A moment later, he told the truth. It was fentanyl. Buckle was still coated in chalky white when the cops arrested him and took him into the station. 2 hours later, he was booked for possession of a controlled substance with intent to distribute and tampering with evidence. Green and his fellow officers were elated, high-fiving each other because their arrest took some fentanyl off the street. Buckle was still sweating, but it wasn't just stress about an impending drug conviction. He told the officers that he wasn't feeling well. Unlike other opioids, such as OxyContin or heroin, fentanyl wears off much faster due to its short half-life. The withdrawal comes on quickly and more intensely. Just a couple of hours without dosing can send someone into the worst flu imaginable. Muscle cramps, sweats, nausea, and anxiety. It is absolute hell. If you've never been through it, imagine your body is sore and exhausted, but your mind is wide awake and restless. They call withdrawal kicking because your legs feel like they've run a marathon. This is typically what happens to people who struggle with addiction when they are arrested or head to detox. They're plunged into a gruesome sickness that lasts until the opioids leave their system. Despite being a dangerous medical condition, jails rarely treat opioid withdrawal as a serious matter. Seeing that Buckle was in bad shape, the officers at the station called for an ambulance. That's when the captain pointed out a white smudge on Green's uniform. Green thought nothing of it and brushed the powder off with his thumb. Moments later, he started feeling a little strange. "I started talking weird. I slowly felt my body shutting down. I could hear them talking, but I couldn't respond. I was in total shock," he said. Within minutes, the athletic, healthy officer was falling into the door. His partner Smith held on to him. "No way. I'm overdosing," Green, in frequent accounts to news outlets, said that he thought at the time. The EMTs tending to Buckle were suddenly called over to help Green, who was sprawled semi-conscious on the station's cold tile floor. Uncertain as to what was causing Green to faint, the EMTs sprayed a dose of the opioid overdose antidote, naloxone, known as Narcan, up his nose. Green was rushed to East Liverpool City Hospital, where he received 3 more doses of Narcan, 4 hits of naloxone, just for brushing a smudge of powder with his bare thumb. Green remembers waking up in a hospital bed surrounded by his family and colleagues. Many of them were in tears. He was released later that Friday night. The next day, Green told a reporter that he still felt like crap. He said it felt like his head was caught in a vice grip, that his heart felt like it got kicked in the chest, and that his stomach was still in knots, like I have a case of the flu. He said, "I can't wrap my head around why anyone would take the drugs." In the following days, Green's account of accidentally overdosing went viral. What started as a local news story in the Morning Journal exploded into a national sensation. It was the leading story for CBS's This Morning, broadcast to over 4 million viewers. The opioid crisis is not only dangerous for those addicted to the drug, but also for first responders, the CBS anchor said sternly.